Hey, welcome back, everyone. You should smile more. Okay, so this is just the tip with Mike and Aisha. And Aisha, have you ever gotten home and you didn't know where your car was?
So yesterday I got home in a really good mood because we had happy hour at work. I had two cocktails. Walking home, it was gorgeous out. I was thinking about playing tennis. Turned onto our block and realized, where the fuck is my car? My car is literally not where I parked it. So I took a moment, I stopped, I looked around, and there's another car parked in the exact same spot. So I immediately think my car got stolen.
I thought your car got stolen too.
That's when I called you.
Yeah.
I called you lightweight lit and then pissed.
Yeah. So then I get home and my first thought is that it got stolen. So I go on the computer and I'm like, well, let's check the you can look and see if a car's been towed.
Well, the first thing we did was look to see what you do if you think your car has been
Yeah.
stolen, and it said call 911. You told me to call the non-emergency number, and I was like let's look it up. So it said call 911. So while I said I was going to go call 911, you said let me also check to see if
Yeah.
it's been towed.
And it had been towed.
Well, and I was thinking, cool story. You can check to see if it's been towed, but it hasn't been because it's parked in a legal spot, and my car got stolen. And that's when he pulled up the website, and my car had been towed.
Mm-hmm.
So, he said that he would call the tow place, and I said, no, I'm going to call them. And when a girl tells you, no, I'm going to do it, you know it's about to get done. So I called them and verbatim said, you mean to tell me that I have to pay $272 whole ass dollars because my neighbor had my car ticketed and towed because they said I was parked within 5 feet of their driveway? If that's not the most bitch shit I've ever experienced in my entire fucking life, it literally, I hate Seattle. I hate the passive, it's peak passive aggressiveness. Your car's parked somewhere for a few days and I don't like the way it looks in front of my home and you're within 5 feet of my driveway. I can still get the fuck out of my driveway. I just don't want your car there.
And this is the kind of block where every single available parking space is taken every single day of the year.
It's also the type of block where every single person is white. Yeah. So, no, that is relevant to the story. We've lived here for almost 2 years. That car stands out like I stand out. It's like, you know who your neighbors are. You know the people you see on the block. You know which cars and people are random and which are like the ones you see for a fucking year, 2 years. And the people in the home that ended up calling the police in the middle of the fucking day because they have no business.
11:20 on a Wednesday?
Yeah, so they called, the police were there at 12:04 and the tow truck came at 12:06. And I asked the lady, I was like, how did the tow truck get there so fast? She's like, oh, well, they're always driving around.
I think it's a racket.
Oh,
They've
I
got
think it's a
scam.
hustle.
Yeah, there's a hustle going on.
It's for sure a hustle. I wouldn't be surprised. Those people look like trash. I wouldn't be surprised if they own the tow truck place. So anyway, $272 later.
Plus the $40 parking ticket.
Well, the ticket I'm contesting, so I don't have to pay that yet. But I had to pay the tow. The lady at the place, when I went to the courthouse today, she goes, well, did you pay for the towing? Because if you did, then we can try to, if you didn't pay it yet, we can try to get that too. And I'm like, bitch, I had to get my fucking car. You think I'm going to play around these games with Seattle anything and like leave my car somewhere collecting $100+
a day.
It's like
Hundreds
the shittiest Airbnb that you get no perks, you get no benefits. So long story short, my neighbor is an asshole. I did walk over to their house yesterday. They were not home. It's probably for the better because, it's probably just for the better to avoid that type of flare up. I was very upset. But now that you know, anyone can legally call the police, file a complaint, and have a car towed. You don't have to live on that block. You could do it and be as petty as you want to be. I have been fighting the urge to call and have their car towed because, mind you, when my car got ticketed and towed, they then just parked their car in the same spot. And the advice that I got from the courthouse today was to have them towed. Yeah. She literally told me, she goes, well, you should have them towed because that's not their parking spot and they don't get to claim it. She said, she's like, just have them towed. And I was thinking to myself, what satisfaction will I get from having them also towed? And do I want to insert myself into that type of negative energy loop? It's draining. So talk to me on Monday. Talk to me next week and see if I've done it. But as of right now, I have a few friends who have volunteered to get it towed for me on my behalf. Some people have told me, well, it would just be karma if their car gets towed. But I don't think it's my job to initiate the karma. you know?
Like, I really would love to tow it, but then I think, like, is that what Gandhi would do?
Well, who gives a fuck what Gandhi would do? I have to still live on this block and our lease isn't up. So I just don't play with people's money and I don't play with people's food. And I just feel like I would never fucking go out of my way to tow someone's car for no fucking reason. And to live on the same block as people and start doing shit like that, I just feel like I'm from Chicago. You don't play those games unless you're about that life. And it's weird to me that they have that type of time. But like, if it means anything, my dog did shit in their yard yesterday. But because of who I am, I picked it up. I always pick it up. Yeah. But it did have some gratification. So anyway, besides my car getting towed, HBO, Game of Thrones is back.
Game of Thrones is back. So again, like last year, we signed up for HBO just in time. Yeah. We'll delete it as soon as the season's over.
Someone asked me, like, oh, you guys can't get someone else's login. And I was like, we're like a 2-income family with no kids. No one wants to give us their HBO login. Like, bitch, if you can't pay that $14.99 for a month, like, miss me. Mm-hmm. So we are paying for it ourselves. No, you can't use my login.
How many logins do we get?
What do you mean?
Like, when we sign up for this, how many logins?
Well, it's through Hulu, and I pay for 2 screens on Hulu. So, because there's 2 of us. So you can watch
there's 2 of us, but you still haven't given me the password.
Because it's my account. But do you have access, though?
I don't have access to shit.
Stop this fucking gripe that you have about not having access because you've been watching all the shows. You've been catching up on every show.
Yeah, but like, it would be nice to have the password.
Once we get married, I'll give it to you. Mm-hmm. So what did you think of the premiere? There's going to be spoilers. If you haven't watched it by this time, you're not going to watch it.
Spoiler alert.
But like, just...
I mean, I don't know.
I'll put in the description when we stop talking about it. Well, actually, I'm not going to do that. It's too much work. Just, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear it right now. Okay. I don't know. It's fine.
Bran's still creepy.
I love Bran. I like how creepy he is.
You love Bran?
I like how creepy he is and how he's just like, I'm watching you.
Do you feel like as an actor that guy in like real life is getting rusty because he's not had to stretch a singular acting muscle in this whole series? Whereas other people like the chick who plays Arya, Maisie Williams, like she's like grown and developed and had to like do all this shit, but like Bran was immediately wheelchair bound and now he has no personality.
I don't think he minds. Like, I don't think the underlying actor of that character minds at all.
But do we know his name?
I don't care.
I mean, yeah, that's the problem is we don't care and we should. Like,
should I? I shouldn't.
Do you think he's going to be the Night King? I mean, honestly, I don't even care if he's a Night King.
I don't really care.
Shout out to my nail artist and friend, Pekka at Impeccable Nails. IMPEKABLES because she did the dopest Night King Ice Dragon set.
Yeah, I mean, if you even think you're a Game of Thrones fan, you have to look at her set of nails. It's incredible.
So I think Sansa she's so like smug.
Yeah.
She's like a smug bitch. Like
I think she's annoying.
Her. And then Daenerys, like she's kind of a smug bitch too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of not fucking with either of them.
Well, one of her influences is Napoleon. So she does have that, like, I want to make the world burn to get my way kind of thing. Daenerys.
There's no such thing as Napoleon in the show.
No, like the character
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Napoleon isn't any of their influences.
Napoleon of the Iron Isles.
Also, funny enough, I watched a video called Where Are the Black People From in Game of Thrones? And if anyone is curious, I'll post a link to it. I think there's like 4 or 5 black characters. Yeah, and if you're interested in where they're from, we can talk about it some other time. But like, what else did you like about the episode?
I honestly can't even say there's like a whole lot that I.
No, what I didn't understand, it already feels rushed because what's the chick's name from like the girl who's like kind of butch, but she was in the ship and her uncle is like literally trash and killed her dad.
Oh yeah. Theon's sister.
Yeah, like her. It felt like so the dude just left to go fuck Cersei, but then all of a sudden Reek, whatever the fuck his real name is, he is just on the ship and saves her. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, how he just shows up.
It just is feeling a little rushed and like maybe we should have done more than 6 episodes.
Well, yeah. Oh, there's only 6 episodes?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Lame.
Yeah, there's only going to be 6 episodes, so we got to see what continues happening. So where you are right now, who are you rooting for? Let's just pick a racehorse each week. I've ditched Daenerys. I've even ditched the dragons. I did say I kind of wished I was rooting for the Night King because I feel like I would just have a better sense of things. I think Tyrion may be like a safe last man standing.
Yeah.
And I like him. What about you? Faster.
Yeah, skip. Pass.
Okay,
I'm just not even like that invested in it. Like I don't know. It's cool to watch, but I'm not like, I don't think about the show outside of watching it.
Okay, literally the dog's name is Khaleesi, so I do think about the show outside of watching it. Other things that we love on HBO are the show High Maintenance. It is amazing. Awesome. So because the 3rd season ended already and we weren't able to have access until like Sunday, because that's when we paid for HBO again, we've been watching, and it makes me miss the show, and I think the series is done. Because the couple in real life divorced, and like I don't really know if they're trying to fuck with each other.
They were already divorced before season 3 even started.
No, I know, but I'm saying like I think that's the last. That's the series finale.
Have you heard that for sure?
I mean, let's Google it while we're recording this.
Okay, you do that. Okay. So I'm catching up on True Detective, which season 1 was the shit, season 2 was meh, and now season
2 was shit.
And now season 3, I made it through 4 episodes, and I'm like, why am I even watching this show? I'm just giving, out of loyalty to how awesome season 1 was, I'm still kind of going with it. But season 3 is so far through episode 4 there's only been one cool scene with the trash collector guy. If you watch that show, the trash collector guy was awesome. He's my favorite character. And then what else are we watching?
You're watching that show about the like tech bros? Silicon
Valley. I love that show. It's hilarious.
Someone told me Barry was good, but I haven't like.
Oh yeah, I've heard Barry is good.
I'm just like, Real Housewives has a lot of things right now. Like between New York, Beverly Hills, and Atlanta, and Vanderpump Rules, I don't have a lot of space to give a show a try.
Yeah, I gotta be like selective because I mean I'm like doing schoolwork.
Yeah. So give us a master's program update.
I'm basically through. Out of a program that would be like 2.5 years long, I'm 6 months through.
Oh, and just an update, High Maintenance was renewed for season 4 by HBO.
See,
the news just came out last month.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you. I'm so excited. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's amazing. You don't have to watch really the episodes in order. I would start with season 1 or even go back to the web series so that you could get an idea of who, quote, the guy is. But basically it centers around a weed dealer or cannabis, marijuana dealer, whatever we're calling it nowadays,
in
New York and all his clientele.
He's basically a bike delivery guy, a messenger, bike messenger.
Yeah, he's pretty cool though. I like his vibe. Mm-hmm. We're gonna end the episode with a question. So, what is the best way? And when I say best, I mean most productive, least confrontational way to tell your upstairs neighbor that you don't enjoy being
woken up at 3 a.m. with the sound of their sex.
Not just the sound of their sex, the sound of their back getting blown out. And like, I don't know how to say it in a way that doesn't make me sound like a hater. In sidebar, it's also the same neighbor who I thought died. So like, I have to be very careful with how I like approach things.
The same neighbor that you thought died and then you emailed her boss.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I thought you died. I emailed your fucking boss my condolences. I also, then Mike Smoker that is out like on the patio filled your apartment up with smoke. So like, we're kind of like on our 3rd strike. So but then Mike stomps around the apartment and he sounds like a fucking giant, and I wonder if maybe we're the annoying neighbors and like she's having loud sex to pay us back.
Yeah, I actually wonder about that because I'm really bad at stomping.
Either way, it's 3 a.m. and I couldn't go back to sleep, and I stood on the bed to bang on the ceiling, and then I stopped myself because I remember that you live with me, and I don't live by myself. I can't just do flagrant shit and like pull you into this chaos. But does anyone know how to say that? Because I'm honestly... I don't know the best way to do it, and I can't keep getting woken up. And she works a shift schedule, so she's awake at weird hours anyway. So maybe her 3 a.m. is more like our 9 p.m.
Yeah, it's something like that. I don't know. Someone give us some your thoughts on that one.
But like, what are you thinking so far? Like, what should we do?
Well, like the most passive aggressive way, which I don't want to do, but I've seen people do this, is just put an anonymous note on someone's door.
Like,
but I don't want to do that.
I think that we should just try our best to, and I know you're from here, but you're not passive aggressive, you're non-confrontational. So I think we should do our best to not do passive aggressive shit.
Yeah, I honestly kind of think the next time it's happening, we just fucking bang on the wall.
At 3 a.m.?
Yeah, like they're already making noise.
The last time she did it, I turned my music up really loud.
That's like passive aggressive.
I mean, it was better music than what they play, and it was giving them some beat and some rhythm. But like, I don't like, honestly, how do you tell your neighbor to shut the fuck up once you've already done some fucked up shit also to them?
Yeah.
And tell me, is this an L that I have to continuously catch? Is this gonna be like the forever L that I have to catch, or at what point do I no longer have to catch an L for telling your boss you died? Like, at what point did I pay my, is it repentance?
Sure.
I don't know. Like, at what point, do I need to say some Hail Marys? Do I need to burn more sage? Do I need to, like, give her a gift? Do I just use my earplugs to go to sleep?
Let's pray for them.
I don't want to pray for them.
I'm kidding.
Okay, what are we leaving? What do you want to leave people with this week?
Well, my work is making me read a book about appreciation. So I downloaded the audiobook and I'm listening to it on the way to work. And it helps to if you appreciate the people around you. So my tip for you is to appreciate the people around you and let them know it.
So other than letting them know it, what are other ways that you've learned so far on how to express appreciation?
So it basically takes the 5 love languages. There's quality time, words of affirmation, gifts, and then acts of service. And I forget the last one. I forget it. But you do have to figure out what people receive. So what is their love language or their language of appreciation?
And you're more incentivized to do this as a manager because you're managing multiple people, different personalities.
Yes. When the organization's success as a whole is more closely tied to your success, then you do care about how do people feel and are people getting along and all that kind of crap.
So, like, what are some other, like, just give people a few tips other than saying, like, I appreciate you.
Okay, well, the most important thing is to be genuine. So come from
people in Seattle, you're already struggling. That whole gotta be genuine thing. We lost half of them.
Make it worthwhile to you to have your coworkers have a better day at work. So think, what do you benefit out of your coworkers having a better day? So for me, I benefit because people smile at me, and that in turn, when people smile at me, it makes me smile. And so
I'm literally frowning now. Like, I'm Kanye. Not smiling makes me smile.
And when people feel better at work, they're more likely to do the work that they need to. They're more likely to tell you, be open if they need something, and then you can help them if you need something. So I think about the happier people are, the better time I'm going to have at work.
Is more happier a thing?
Yeah.
Don't you just say happier?
No, more happy.
Okay, so what I'm going to leave everyone with this week is that if you find yourself experiencing being treated in a way where your actions do not match the way in which you're being treated, I would just stop yourself before you have that initial knee-jerk reaction to either lash out or to seek revenge or to get looped into someone else's bullshit, and really ask yourself, one, did the problem originate with me, or am I part of someone else's cycle of bullshit? And two, what do I gain from acting with option whatever? So if you want to, with my car getting towed and my neighbor being petty, I legit wanted to throw a brick through their window. I wanted to set their house on fire. I wanted to save all the pets in there. And I wanted to also park my car in the same spot, get a boombox, get a blunt, and sit outside of it and just I would never do these things, but like, this is the way I wanted to lash out. But then I sat with it and I thought, you know what? This is not about me. This is someone else's bullshit, and I don't want to insert myself into someone else's wave of negativity. And if you really think about the way that wind moves, the way that, I guess, not environment, weather. If you just look at weather and you think about energy as having like a wavelength, and if you could actually see it, would you go and step into like a big wave that was coming by and get washed out? Like, fuck no. So I am trying so hard to not be petty and not let someone bring me to where they are. And I would just urge everyone else to really think about putting on your blinders if you're dealing with bullshit at work, if you're dealing with bullshit at home, if you're dealing with bullshit everywhere you step foot. Really just try to be strengthened up by the people around you in real life who love you and support you. Vent offline if you need to. And really just stay focused on the fact that, like, maybe they don't have edges and maybe they're just miserable, and maybe they have that car but it's a lemon and they don't know they got sold that lemon, or like.
And who said it best? When they go low?
I have my Michelle Obama candle. I can't bring myself to say when they go low, I'll go high and mean it. So I've been burning my sage, and I moved the like white angel candle you had and put my Michelle Obama candle there instead. Because I felt like that was a better wavelength. Also, watch Beyonce's documentary. If you're not, no one gives a fuck if you don't like Beyonce. No one gives a fuck if you don't like Game of Thrones.
Beehive.
Like,
Beehive.
Watch it. I'm gonna make Mike watch the whole thing. It's amazing. The documentary is amazing. Listen to the album. Also, she is going to be releasing Lemonade on other digital streaming services other than Tidal, I think, next week.
Kiwi lemonade. Strawberry lemonade.
Baby, no. Stop. Lemon lemonade. Okay, so that's it.
We love you all. Thank you for listening.
No, he doesn't love you all.
Yeah, we do.
Do we?
Bye.
Bye.